Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. SBF looks deranged in this pic, don't you guys think? He certainly doesn't look as healthy as he has looked in the past, but good news for him, feds have quietly dropped charges against Democratic donor SBF in multi-billion-dollar FTX scam. So guys, a turn of events here. Sam Bankman Freed, the disgraced founder of collapsed FTX crypto exchange and the second biggest Democratic donor in the 2022 midterms, had several charges against him dropped by the feds. Crypto giant FTX went bankrupt last year, as you guys may remember, and he was indicted on 8 counts, including the following. Conspiracy to commit wire fraud and securities fraud, individual charges of securities fraud and wire fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to avoid campaign finance regulations. The FTX attorney testified that the FTX co-founder used a secret backdoor to launder money to Alameda Research, a sister company. SBF's ex-girlfriend, Caroline Ellis, admitted she and Sam Bankman Freed conspired to mislead FTX investors and customers. However, he is being all the charges, quietly dropping all the charges against him now. He is a very prominent Democratic donor, and maybe this had something to do with it. I mean, we uncovered a lot of the intricacies surrounding the SBF FTX scandal back in November. And so, we haven't really heard about SBF too much over the last few months, but I guess he's been laying low. And now he's been, somewhat unofficially pardoned. And I was trying to figure out why. And, there's some rumors going around. I figured I'd do a quick Google search on this. Couldn't find anything substantial, really. However, there are a lot of rumors here that SBF is ratting out everybody in the crypto industry to skip jail. So that is the rumor that is going around there. There's a healthier looking photo of him from a few years ago. Even when he was a few extra pounds, he's had it hard over the last few months. I gotta say, it looks as though, at least. Anyway, think what you will. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about this. Please do put it down in the comments section. We've got Adam Cochran here too, bringing up some interesting points. Heard from a friend that the rumor in the DC fundraising circles are that the Biden team wants to shake up some chairs and cabinet positions in the finance sector to take the heat for the economy before the next election. And get this, guys, Yellen tops the list, but apparently plenty of big ticket donors have mentioned Gensler as well. Even ones who agreed on his stance on crypto are embarrassed by his approach. So now we're getting people turning within the party, starting to look like Warren, Yellen, and Gensler brought down the hammer too hard for even their own party. Because look, it's an embarrassment, and I think that they're realizing this. On the world stage, these guys look like utter morons because of the way they've been clamping down on crypto. They really didn't have a plan going forward. They really were not thinking when they decided to sue Ripple and XRP. And alas, here you are. I read this on Twitter one day, and I'm starting to love this saying, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So they're bringing down the hammer too hard. I would have guessed both Powell or Yellen would be on the chopping block, but Gensler's lack of professionalism is rubbing his own party the wrong way, and so the tides are turning. If we keep highlighting the absurdity of his approach, he may get reined in. Of course, we always get these types of rumors and strategy talks before re-election, so hard to say what weight it holds, but it's clear that their most connected donors are starting to talk. Guys, this is positive. Positive for crypto. Anybody who's in cryptocurrency, this is good news. But yeah, Adam's right. We got to keep pushing, guys. It's also worth noting that Powell is more my personal thought, but others have pointed out the independence of the Fed, making it seem unlikely, which is likely why conversations have been more Yellen than mentions of Gensler. So interesting to note that as well. So yeah, how is this going to unfold? There are still big players at the top getting their way. This one from Michael Branch, BlackRock, has a mind-blowing success rate when it comes down to ETF applications. So get this, guys. You heard about BlackRock applying for their first Bitcoin ETF? Well, Michael Branch has uncovered this. BlackRock's ETF success rate with the SEC is 575 to 1. What about its Bitcoin application? So I guess all eyes now are going to be on BlackRock's Bitcoin application and what happens to that. The world's largest asset manager made a massive step towards its involvement in crypto by filing the Bitcoin Spot ETF, which I highlighted over the weekend. With so many previous applications for such a product by other companies failing before, the community wondered whether BlackRock's attempts seemed doomed from the get-go. However, the behemoth's success rate with the SEC has been rather unmatched so far. So back during 2020 and 2021, during the beer flu, numerous institutions started looking more seriously towards the crypto industry and BTC in particular. Back then, it was almost expected that a new institution or individual legacy investor will announce their Bitcoin purchase on a weekly basis. BlackRock, despite being hesitant at first, started with minor investments through CME, as well as encouraging comments from some of its executives. While many institutions backed off during the 2022 bear market, especially in the wake of the loud collapses of the Terra ecosystem, FTX, BlackRock doubled down with a few more initiatives, including a blockchain ETF in Europe. So, going back to what we saw in 2022, we heard about Terra Luna back in and around here, and then the FTX collapse, guys. That was kind of the final straw in and around here. It is really what got the market cascading downward, and for good reason. I mean, they're saying in that article, BlackRock decided to make moves after these so-called black swan events, and I put that in very, very emphasized quotes. After these events occurred, BlackRock came in, swooped in, purchased Bitcoin. We know they have positions in Bitcoin and have been, getting into more crypto-related activity as of late, and it's not just BlackRock. However, I do think it is interesting to take a look at this and think to yourself, 575 to 1, what are their chances the Bitcoin ETF application does get approved versus, well, pretty much everybody else who has been submitting Bitcoin ETF applications? If they get approved, certainly something that'll make me go, Anyway, wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Also happen to see this, guys, from Merlin Crypto Future Invest. It has all been decided. XRP, a global stablecoin. Listen, the case is closed now. This was a clip from, I think it was Crypto Hulk here. He goes on, talks about a few documents here. Now, I wanted to just bring to your attention, because if you do watch this clip, he's making it sound like this has to do with this particular lawsuit. These documents were from 2015, okay, May 5th, 2015, when Ripple Labs was involved in a criminal investigation and when they finally settled with FinCEN, okay? So this has to do with the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN. And down here, I believe it was stating, the settlement agreement with Ripple Labs was the result of a coordinated effort by the U.S. Attorney's Office and the IRS criminal investigation, working in tandem with FinCEN. So they did settle back in 2015, but again, this has nothing to do with the current Ripple SEC lawsuit, guys. So just be aware of that. The settlement agreement here is up here. So I'm going to link all this in the description of the video for you in case you're interested to read it on your own. So here's some of the signatures just signing off on this from May 5th, 2015. Ripple Labs facilitated transfers of virtual currency and provided virtual currency exchange transaction services. So the one thing, though, the one takeaway, and I've done videos on this in the past, is that XRP has been deemed a virtual currency, not a security, a currency by FinCEN. And they did go through this entire investigation, this entire lawsuit back in 2015 even. So when they say, this lawsuit is all said and done, I don't know if I would necessarily cite this as one of the reasons why it's all said and done. I do think that the judge is trying to be very careful at this stage in the game, realizes the implications of her decisions on the entire crypto market. And for now, at least as of now, playing it very close to the vest. Nevertheless, it is all information that we should be taking in, all information that we should be digesting to understand, guys, what we hold, because I do think sincerely there could be a point in time where we do finally get the clarity for XRP. It may affect some other coins. The one that just comes to my mind is XLM, just because it is so similar to XRP. Nevertheless, we get the official clarity for XRP, and then it is just that. XRP and Bitcoin will be the only two cryptocurrencies with clarity, official clarity, in the United States. What is that going to do for FOMO? Think about this for a second. The crypto community is listening very, very closely, and if they hear that XRP is now one of the only cryptocurrencies, or rather the only altcoin with crypto clarity, it and Bitcoin, well, money will flow into those two particular coins, and I think even Bitcoin would get a price bump from that because, retail, they want to make sure their investment is secured. They don't want to be playing games here. So my thought, money could flow into those particular cryptocurrencies, and that is why I think Judge Torres is being very, very careful on her decision about this. Nevertheless, just thought I would bring that to you guys. Another older video, but I thought I'd bring it to you guys because I do think it solidifies where we are going in the United States specifically, even with XRP. And one thing that I just thought of as I was switching slides here, remember that video I did? I think it was just this past Saturday that connects XLM to the SEC. I'll link that video up here if you guys didn't catch it. Maybe because XRP and XLM are so similar, this is why they're not so worried about XLM. They already have ties to XLM. And so by regulating XRP by extension, XLM will get full clarity too. I just happen to think of that. Now, I know both companies are not necessarily identical. The Stellar Foundation is a nonprofit, for example, whatever that means. But I think that clarity is key, guys, which brings me back to this. Ripple's Jess Cheng, who worked at the core of FedNow, explaining how banks can use XRP. This was a video from a while ago, but Jess Cheng has a connection both to FedNow and to Ripple. Listen to this.
Alpha Bank and with Beta Bank. But what if there were a way for Alpha Bank and Beta Bank to connect without even needing that? They could use, say, XRP. So this is the digital asset that's native to the Ripple consensus ledger. They could use that as a bridging tool. So in contrast to our previous examples, the hypos where it was fiat currency from end to end, each link along the way involved fiat currency. Here, banks like Alpha Bank and Beta Bank can use virtual currency to bridge that missing link just between them. And this tool could be especially useful for banks that are supporting emerging markets. So let's say we have Alpha Corp, now sitting in Brazil, wants to make a payment to Beta Corp, now sitting in Thailand for products that it purchased. So this means that Brazilian real are withdrawn from Alpha Corp's account with Alpha Bank, and Thai baht are deposited into Beta Corp's account with Beta Bank. But same questions before. How do Alpha Bank and Beta Bank bridge that link, that missing link between them? As a practical matter, it might be hard to find a common account holder that happens to have accounts in Brazil and in Thailand. But what if Alpha Bank happened to hold some XRP? And what if Beta Bank were willing to accept to receive some XRP? So their XRP balances are recorded on a distributed ledger. So this is virtual currency balances recorded on the Ripple consensus ledger. Those two banks, Alpha Bank and Beta Bank, could agree as a commercial matter that Beta Bank has received full payment from Alpha Bank in connection with the Alpha Corp to Beta Corp payment upon a transfer of a certain amount of XRP from Alpha Bank to Beta Bank. And in determining the exact amount of the XRP to be transferred, Alpha Bank and Beta Bank are implicitly agreeing to an exchange rate. So for example, Beta Bank would view this amount as the XRP it's willing to receive in exchange for that Thai baht payment that's on paying to Beta Corp.
So explaining in detail how XRP works, now again, just wanted to reiterate Jess Cheng's connections both to FedNow and Ripple. Jess was at the forefront of payments rulemaking and the development of the Fed's innovative core instant payment infrastructure, the FedNow service. Not only that, from 2015 to 2018, Jess served as the Deputy General Counsel and enterprise blockchain company Ripple, where she advised on a wide range of legal and regulatory issues that affect innovative payment products. So not only that, guys, she was on Ripple's legal team. Yeah, the legal team. And here she's explaining how to use XRP to what I believe is an IMF panel. However, her connections to FedNow and Ripple, to me, what that looks like is relative certainty that we are going to see XRP implementation in the United States once it is fully regulated, just to the point that this lawsuit is in fact said and done. And now more and more I am thinking that it has been somewhat of a show since the beginning. The more that we're uncovering over the last several months with FTX, the connections to the Democratic Party, Gary Gensler doing his thing. At first, we were like, this doesn't make sense. And now, it's all coming to light, right? ETHgate certainly shone a lot of light on that too. Here's another clip of Jess Cheng presenting on blockchain and Ripple to the IMF. So guys, this is from a different day altogether. Listen to this.
Other category of fintech innovation and payments is where you have a whole new payment method. A new way for money to move that's different from anything we've seen before. So this could be crypto assets, or it could be a blockchain-based payment solution. And this is a space that I worked in at Ripple. And it's this space that I personally find fascinating and exciting. What's important about this category of fintech innovation is that you have a new way for value to flow. What's new is an opening up of the type of connections between people, institutions, entities all around the world.
This is really important for cross-border payments. Payments generally flow pretty freely when it's just within a country, especially when people happen to have accounts with the same bank. But for payments from one country to another, that's where you run into inefficiencies and frictions, a foundation that can be legally enforced, a basis for trust. I wrote the payment rules for Ripple's solution, and I can tell you all about how I dealt with that spinny wheel. But there is something very deeply rewarding about creating clarity and certainty out of chaos. Crypto assets and blockchain, when they're used in the context of cross-border payments, they can create new paths for value to more efficiently flow around the world. There are real problems in cross-border payments that fintech can uniquely solve for. There are real needs. So that's one takeaway I want to leave you with. The promise of fintech is real.
All right, not the best presenter. However, I think we get the point here. And Jess Cheng's connections to the Fed and Ripple, I think, do speak more to the fact that we are going to see a regulated XRP eventually flowing in the US. And it's just about getting through some of these hardships, guys. The corruption is real, but we've got a great company, a great cryptocurrency, and a great community all standing behind XRP. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.